Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it is time for your Leeds versus Watford review, post-match, whatever you like. As you can tell, I'm a very happy boy this evening. I've just walked through the door bouncing. Look, it wasn't vintage. Yes, we should have had about 4 or 5. I did say 3-0 prior to the game. I wasn't concerned about Watford. People, I understand where their heads are at currently. We're saying, no, we can't take them lightly, all this sort of stuff. They were rubbish. They were rubbish. 5 shots all game. I think in total Leeds had like 20, 21, dominated from minute 1 to 90. Final third, it just kept falling off. It didn't really fall for us, even when there were favourable bounces in and around the box. It just never fell to a Leeds United body. But it doesn't matter. And the reason that it doesn't matter is because Leeds United have their first win at home. Well, not at home, in the Premier League this season. Finally wins on the board, and nothing more than we deserve. We deserve to beat Newcastle. That's my assessment of it. They're rubbish and Watford are exactly the same. You know, no more relegation talk. I know it's only one win. And people will come back at me with that, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy now the international break, knowing that Leeds United have a win on the board. And then when we come back, we've got Southampton, we've got Wolves, and we've got Norwich. And they're all very winnable fixtures. And things are starting to click. Just on Mateus Click, what I will say, had a good performance from tee to green. Everything at the green he's put in, not good for me today, personally. Just my opinion. I felt he wasn't quite at the races in front of goal for me, or his decision-making finally. It's just my opinion. But look, there were some standout performances, not least these two here on this graphic, Dan James and Diego Llorente. Diego Llorente, within 5 or 10 minutes of the game, played 2 killer passes into midfield. It's like, this guy, this is what he's here for. That's why he needed to come straight back in the side. His counterpart, Liam Cooper, again, fantastic today. Fantastic. People grieve me by saying them two should start and will start. Cooper's not ready to come out of this side yet. Cooper's not ready. I know people don't want to, get on that, but he's not. And him and Diego Llorente were fantastic at the back today. Diego Llorente is a Rolls Royce of a centre-back. He does give me kittens at times. There was one moment where Tufan had a chance that really he should have hit the target with, and if he hit the target, it went at so much pace that maybe Watford could have got a goal. But that was the only sort of error in what was largely, for me, a man-of-the-match performance, along with Dan James. I can't really split the two. I thought Dan James was fantastic. You can see why Bielsa wants him. Of course, when he gets the ball at his feet, we want him to be able to beat a man. And if it's a foot race, it can, but I just think sometimes you drop your shoulder, do something, but I don't know if that's quite his game. But what I will say is his running, his endeavour, his tracking back was phenomenal today. You know, when there's any sort of ball that gets ricocheted and it's there for the offing and you're thinking, right, this is a 50-50, and then he just roadrunner, nips in, wins a free kick because he gets there just before the other man does. I thought Dan James, brilliant today. Junior Firpo, there was a lot of talk pre-match about Ismail Assar. Of course there was. He's been in hot form. Not today. The guy went missing. Junior Firpo pocketed him. Thought Junior Firpo was great today. There was an opportunity he had in the second half where if he's more confident, he levers that. He made the wrong decision. And that's the thing when it comes with confidence. Leeds United may be overplaying it, overthinking it in front of goals. Dallas had about 4 or 5 shots. Like the last one that he had in the second half, I was like, listen, just no more now, Stewie. No more, Stewie. I know he got us some last season, but it was a little bit frustrating. And you can laugh now. You can look back and laugh at that because Leeds United have got 3 points. I was concerned. I said at half-time to my friends, Claudio, Sean's dad, a nice little group that I go with, love them. I said that us not getting a second, I'm nervous now. Because I think if a second it had just continued, I think Ben Foster's been speaking about it after the match and said, listen, it was all Leeds today, 90 minutes of Leeds United, we didn't even compete. And that's because we didn't allow them to. And the scoreline should have reflected that. But I'm not going to be fussing about that. I'm just happy we got 3 points on the board. We've got 3 points on the board now. And the whole, it has a better look. Like I said, Dan James, fantastic for me today. And you can see why he's in. Watford had an XG of 0.24. So even though we limited to them to just 5 shots. They had an XG of 0.24. Like, the shots that they did have were just pants. I think the only one that I can remember of note was the one where Llorente made an uncharacteristic error and Tufan did get in. But other than that, they were just toothless. And a lot of that's down to the defensive display from the back line. I thought Jamie Shackleton again. Luke Ayling's got a job on. Luke Ayling's got a job on to get back into this side for me, for sure. Now, don't get me wrong, like, it's Watford. I don't want to do them a disservice here. This is the thing. We did, for me, if I look at, like, Rodrigo, again, he was punch drunk by the end of 60 minutes. You know, he ran his socks off. I thought he had another good game for me. Number 9 is his position, but he just doesn't give us as much as what Bamford does. So when Bamford's back in, just let them compete. Let them compete. Don't worry about Rodrigo in midfield for me. Leave him as a 9. I think we get better out of him in that position. And I thought he was good again today. But I just think, like, much like the West Ham game, we sort of did win a little bit in terms of energy. But, you know, Watford never had the quality. And that's what I was saying pre-match. You know, it's nice to actually be right for a change this season because it's been tough for us. You know, and at times in the second half, it wasn't pretty. But we can all breathe a sigh of relief. You know, we can all breathe a sigh of relief that we now have points on the board. You know, I want to shout out Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts came on today and was, for me, really, really good. I don't want to over-egg it too much because I get that people are not having him. And I understand why, don't get me wrong, but I thought he was good today when he came on. I've seen people still say he was poor. No, he wasn't. Tyler Roberts was good today. He carried the ball. You know, he had an effort like Danielson, Kung Fu kick vibes that nearly went in that came off the crossbar. I thought he was great today for me personally. Yeah, there is over times when he overplays, but so does everyone else. I thought in the first half, Calvin, for me, there was a few times when he was trying the spectacular and he was trying to play a ball over to Rafinha and it was just, you know, pocket change, easy pickings for Danny Rose. So there was a little bit of that. We can be guilty of that click as well. You know, he tries a back heel and it just went nowhere. But that's the thing. Like, for me, at this moment in time, we're not getting the rub of the green. It's not falling to us favourably. You know, it will click and someone will be on the end of a pasting for me, genuinely. And we see it. You know, last season we were beating teams, you know, putting them for 5. It's well within our remit. To do that. Just while we're on not getting the rub of the green, how Dan James did not get a penalty in that first half is beyond me. This isn't, you know, this isn't Headingley. This isn't Leeds Rhinos. Do you know what I mean? He was rugby tackled. I thought the referee again today, not up to it. Poor. And how Dan James didn't. What I will say for Dan James, his colour of his kit come the end of the game was green. Like, he was battered from pillar to post today. But he didn't stop. And Jack Harrison's got a job on with getting back in the side as well. But this is when the quality of the depth improves. The bench had a little bit of a better look to it today as well. You know, admittedly, it was full of centre-backs, but they're all of a decent quality. Pascal Strout came on as well. He was brought on for click. I think that was just, you know, just in case of any sort of late onslaught, but it wasn't to be. I didn't mind Kuka for them. I thought he battled with Calvin at times. I think it's Kuka in the centre of the park. Sissoko passenger. He is that. I kept saying when everyone in, just run at him or run off him because he ain't going to track you. Sissoko's a lazy dude, man. That's just my opinion on him. Danny Rose looks like he's had about 50 pies. Yeah, look, we should have beat them more convincingly for sure. And anyone from the outside looking in will look and say, oh, well, they've only beat Watford 1-0. Yeah, they've been found out. They're rubbish. It's not true. You know, we should have beaten Newcastle. We got our just deserves today. Yes, we should have had more goals, but that will come. That will come within time. We've now got the international break. Let's get some more fit bodies ready. Let's get Dan James and Firpo even more accustomed to this team. Junior Firpo, for me, was great today. You can see every game he's coming on. He kept Michele Sarr quiet, and that's not been easy for anyone to do this season. You know, so that's a feather in his cap. Rafinha, again, you know, he is so good. Like, even when he's not great, he's so good. Do you know what I mean? His levels. Just because whenever he gets the ball, you expect, he can get us out of tight areas. He's great at carrying the ball, creates things. Yeah, look, I still think, for me, improvements needed in midfield with Click and Dallas. That's what we're missing, but that's glaring anyway. I think the quality needs to go up. Maybe Roberts will be used. Dallas picked up a knock, and I know a lot of people might not like it, but we've seen a flash there in 20-minute spell where you're like, okay, if you can bring that over 90 minutes, then there's something there. It's just, obviously, historically, we don't get that. But hopefully, Tyler turns a corner. Bielsa's been speaking glowingly about him. He gets support in the ground. He almost scored today. That's all he needs, just that little confidence boost, because we do need something different to Click and Dallas. We do need someone who can carry the ball. There was a chance where Dallas, he's in the box, and I could tell from the stand where I feel like I'm doing him a disservice. I love Stuart Dallas, don't get me wrong, but he's so telegraphed his shot, and the amount of shots he had today, it was like, oh, sometimes they do go in, but it's not his forte. I don't think we need someone additional in there, someone with a little bit of a spark that and we do win that game. We do get a hatful today, but it wasn't to be. Like Bielsa said, I just feel relief. Because I was genuinely nervous. There was the corner that came in from Watford that Meslier spilled. I know Cooper was fouled in the build-up. It's a good job, because when he spilled it, I was like, no, please, no. Because I was nervous. I can't lie to you. I was so confident pre-match. When we got to half-time and it was only 1-0, I was thinking, it's not enough. We need a second, because this comeback, as poor as Watford were, we all know how football works. They'll get a chance. They didn't really get a chance, did they? But, I was so nervous towards the end. And you could hear the relief at Ellen Road. You could hear the relief at Ellen Road come the final whistle. It was palpable. You know what I mean? And we're all just buzzing now. We're all just buzzing. We now have some time off as fans as well. I think some of us are looking forward to it. I know I am. I can't lie. I'm like, do you know what? It's been a rough few weeks with these games. Let's have a rest and let's get ready for Southampton when we return in 2 weeks. Just domination, in summary, it was just domination from minute 1 to 90. Wasn't concerned. They didn't really lay a glove. And we have that Rolls Royce Llorente back at the heart of the defence. And as long as he can stay fit, we'll be all right, Him and Cooper, rock solid. And if Cooper comes out, Strauch's there. If Llorente comes out, Creswell's there, We just need to improve in that final third, and then it'll click. It's starting to come in it. And when it does click, we will start beating teams. And as I said, when we get to 10 games, we'll have an idea of where we're at, yeah? And, we still got 3 of them games to play, and it's Southampton, it's Wolves, and it's Norwich. Pick up 6 points from that, it's happy days. Pick up 7, huge. 9, wow. Do you know what I mean? So let's see where we're at come there. So I, for one, as a Leeds fan tonight, I'm overjoyed. I'm happy. I can sleep nice. I can enjoy the rest of my weekend. Enjoy the international break. After a week, I'll be bored. I want it to come back. But you get what I'm saying. We can put our feet up a little bit now. It's one win. I know it's only one win, but it's one that was needed. It was vital today, and we got it. We got it, and we move on now, man. Bring on Southampton. Let's have it. Thank you, as always, for watching the Just Joe Football Show. Make sure you smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. Get your notification bell smashed. All that jazz. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you during the week for some more Before the Whistle Blows. I might do a podcasty type vibe thing with some Leeds fans as well. We'll sort it out. But thank you, as always, for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.